morning to you wherever you may be watching us from. Welcome back to the 360 SPA, that is sports show that comes to your way on THD TV. This is a program that brings you the updates and latest trending of Gambian sports and international sports. Today I have an important guest and we'll be talking about an important subject. But hey, like we always said, we are back with the 360 sports program, fully back. Every week expect me with an excited episode that will talk about things that you want to hear and that you want to watch. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube. Subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook. We are on Instagram, TikTok, and X. You will be updated to the latest of Gambian sports and international sports. I'll be back with our guests. SPA 360 Sports Program on THD TV. Today my guest is not a stranger to Gambian sports, and the name has been in Gambian sport for many years. No other than the acting executive director of the National Sports Council, Mamoud Lamin Jawla. Mr. Jawla, welcome to the 360 SPA Sports Program. It's always a pleasure having you.
Thank you very much, Haji. It's a pleasure, being here today.
Yeah. Well, we are going straight to a very burning issues that everyone is talking about in Gambian sports.
Yeah.
That is the recent, protests made by the Gala, an organization or a team called Gala, protested against, a sports, corruption, as they said. And the National Sports Council was given a petition regarding the spending of the Gambia Football Federation. Mr. Jawla, do you think it is fair for the National Sports Council to be petitioned by Gala regarding corruption, especially when the protests often target local councils like Banjul City Council, the Kanifing Municipality, after all the corruption allegations and considering the fact that some councillors from these councils are participating in the protests themselves?
Thank you very much, Haji, once again. Maybe what I will do is, as a Gambian,
yes,
I also have a stake in contributing to, or maybe claiming, or even bringing people to book that have been accused of corruption, because I'm a Gambian. I am, part of the society. I am from a municipality, or I am from a local government, area, but I will limit myself to the sports aspect of it.
Okay.
And then specifically talk about
the sports.
Because
given the widespread like public dissatisfaction, as they said, with the governance and the specific corruption allegation in sports administration, as highlighted also by the Gala, protest petition, what concrete steps has the Sports Council taken, ensuring the funds in sport development used transparently and without political interference? But first, let's talk about the petition that was sent to you. How do you receive the petition? After going through, what do you see in the petition that you believe, has caught an attention from your end, from the Sports Council end, to make clarification as far as your stance are concerned?
Actually, after going through the petition, even though the council did not take a concrete step yet, because we'll have to go through it, look at the content, and then reply appropriately. Personally, I went through, because that day I went to bed after 1 a.m., and then looked at the petition. To me personally, there are allegations, and allegations will remain to be allegations until when they are proven to be true, and then steps can be taken. So for it to be proven, true or facts, the document or the allegation must, undergo certain scrutiny and come to a final conclusion. But Gambians need to understand one thing. The petition that was against the GFF, most of it talks about FIFA funds.
There was not specifically mentioned about government
what government is
given, but what FIFA is given.
What FIFA is given, where the fields that they thought the $11 million is, should have been spent on.
Yes.
And those fields are also in communities.
Yes.
Those communities are stakeholders of the GFF.
Yes.
And the money from FIFA is also sent to GFF. Yes. Without government, without NSC through the government being given the alert that we are sending this amount to the GFF, so please be on the no. Yeah. That is directly FIFA to
the GFF.
The GFF.
That is why you have.
And as of now,
yes.
I'm saying this 11 million based on what they have written.
Yes.
I, as the acting executive director, I have not yet ascertained whether it is true that 11 million have been given to the GFF. And these are monies, or monies that
FIFA will tell you how to use it.
They will not tell me, government, please, this is how GFF should use this. Maybe the stakeholders would know.
Yes.
And if the stakeholders know, it is the right of the stakeholders, because the GFF have stakeholders. You have the allied associations, you have the first, second, third division teams,
the regional
sports football association, that is the RFAs,
yes.
Clubs are here and there.
Yes.
Those are the stakeholders. The stakeholders have the right to question where their funds have been used. Yes. The way they are utilized must be very clear. The GFF should be accountable to them. There is no doubt about that. And us as a council, it is the voice of the stakeholders that we should respect.
Yeah, so far, the gala has come with a petition, but we have not seen any key stakeholders that have written to the Sports Council. Has there been any time that, a key stakeholders from the GFF come to the council with a petition relating to these allegations that are made by this gala protest?
Not yet. We need to also know that every year, the GFF goes to, every 4 years.
Yes. They go to the election.
Yes.
Congress.
They have their Congress.
Yes.
And during the Congresses, their reports are endorsed by the stakeholders. Once they are endorsed by the stakeholders, who are we as the regulator to say, no, you have endorsed this, but it is not correct? No, that's not our business.
That is going to create chaos, in fact.
Exactly.
Yes.
And every year they will do their AGM. Will present their reports, the reports will be endorsed. That's where it ends. That's what, is the same respect we give to all other associations. You go to Congress, you do your AGM, your reports are, validated by the General Assembly. It's okay. What else do we need to do about that? It means then everything is going smooth.
Recently, they have even held their AGM. Just recently.
And when this happens,
yes,
we are copied every year. And this applies to all other associations as well. You do your Congress, you do your AGM, you send your reports to the National Sports Council. We will hold you responsible if your stakeholders did not endorse your reports. It will be our mandate to force you to go back and then do it again until when it is endorsed.
This includes even the Gambia Football Federation?
Of course,
yes,
it must
include
the Football Federation. Yes. They are not above the NSC.
I asked this question because many thought that they are above the NOC, because the NSC does not have more authority and they are scared of putting them on tax. So you as the head of that institution, facing the Gambian today, will make it clear whether GFF are exempted from any decision that you make relating to regulating associations in this country.
Anytime that happens, where they will be above the NSC, they will cease to exist as a sports federation, a discipline, part of sports. Then there will be something else, yes, where they will not be under the jurisdiction of the Sports Council. But once they are football federation, which is a discipline in sports, and we are the overall regulator of sports, they are registered with the National Sports Council as well.
Of course.
Then they are
within
our jurisdiction. So we will therefore, take them to task if they fail to comply with the National Sports Council, with their own statutes, their constitution, and even the FIFA statutes.
Yes.
Yes.
So far, what are the information have you been receiving for your office? When I mean you, I mean the office of the National Sports Council. You know, what is your relationship with the Gambia Football Federation, and how are you been monitoring their programs that have connection with your office?
Yeah, our relation is smooth because we need to understand one thing. If the relationship between the National Sports Council and national associations and federations is not smooth, we can never progress in sports. There will be no success. Because they represent us when they are going out of this country. Once you are going out of this country, it is no more the association, it's the Gambia going. If the Gambia is going, the entity that is responsible of the promotion, coordination, and regulation of sports must be involved 100%. So they cannot do away with the National Sports Council. So the relationship with them, with any other sports, is very, very cordial. But that does not stop us from keenly following their activities.
Yeah, because there are sometimes that the National Sports Council will facilitate funding
exactly
to make team participation in various competitions go through.
Exactly.
So those funding come through the right channel and follow through the right channel, isn't it?
They follow the right channel because you'll have to request. You request, we scrutinize your budget. Sometimes, if need be, we will call the association to sit, and then you may clearly state to us, why do you have this budget line? And you justify. If the justification is right, we keep it. If it is not, it's gotten out of your budget. And then we send to the ministry for approval. When it is approved, we don't even give 100% to any association. We don't give 100%. When they request for 20 million, know that they will get 10 or 11.
Because there are other sporting disciplines that also deserve something.
And they should survive as well. So that is what we do with them and with any other association. And once you go, you retire back to us. We request that you retire back. And as I speak, we have already done some documents, some policy documents that we are going to now use. I know very soon that they will be in effect, so that any association that is to be funded will have to fulfill certain criteria before you are funded. If you don't fulfill the criteria, I'm sorry, you may not be funded. So all that is to ensure that we regulate. We know what they are up to. We know where government money goes.
The taxpayers need to know where their money is also going to.
They definitely need to, because it's public funds. Yes.
Were you surprised to see only football-related matters in this petition from the sports area?
Yeah, it's not a surprise, because there's a lot of money pumped into football. So actually, it will be a household discussion. Everybody would now, be interested in, how do they use the money? Where is the money? Where does the money go to? So it will definitely, emerge. And the politics, which is theirs, that's not our problem to talk about. That's the stakeholders thing. So
You left your office on that very day, Wednesday, to go and receive the petition on behalf of the Gambia Football Federation. And upon arrival, we've seen some, uncomfortable scene that include you. How do you receive that, and what were they saying to you when we are put near the fence there, talking to you? What were they saying to you?
Yeah. In fact, I was in a meeting. We had an SMT meeting, and then from the meeting, I, came to the Westfield Monument to receive the petition. And the letter was addressed to the chairman of the council.
Yes.
And then inevitably, if it is addressed to the chairman of the council, the head of the institution should act. So I went to receive it. When I arrived, I met some of my boys you know,
yes, I see. We saw you hugging there. At the starting point.
Very respectful boys.
Yes,
those that I hugged,
yes.
They know me very well. I know them. We've done activities together. They are very respectful. They visit me. You understand? And I saw some who were my, former students. I think I saw somebody,
yes.
and other relatives, I arrived with a clear consent because I did not fear anything. Maybe when you go through the videos, by
yes.
Looking at my facial expression, can tell you that this guy did not fear coming to this place because I have nothing to worry about. I have not done anything. Yes. You understand? I'm a clean person. Yeah. I went just to receive this and then go and do the needful. But I had some of them, shouting, "You are a thief! Wow. Shame on you! Where is our $4 million? You use this to."
And you don't work for GFF. You don't work for GFF.
I don't work at the GFF. I'm not a staff of the GFF. It was definitely very, very disappointing that people organize such a protest and you don't sensitize the people that are going to do the protest with you, for them to know what exactly are you protesting against. Who are the people that you are protesting against? Because the National Sports Council, we don't receive money from FIFA, and we can never receive money from FIFA.
So those statements were not meant for you?
They were not meant for me. And because they don't know the person receiving the petition, they confounded me with the GFF.
GFF.
Exactly. Thinking
so at some point you were even at your safety was even at risk there.
It was at risk.
Yes, yeah.
They could not reach me because of the people
personnel
around me, the security.
yes, yeah.
I definitely.
Because in the video we see somebody who tried to attack it directly.
The guy in the blue shirt.
Yes, in the blue shirt.
And then the rest. I think he did some
dreadlocks. Yeah.
Exactly. Maybe that guy had a score to settle with the GFF, maybe. Yeah. But he did not know
who exactly was receiving the petition on behalf of the Football Federation.
Yeah. Or he must have been arranged by somebody to inflict, maybe danger on any GFF guy who is going to come. Because people don't know the difference between GFF and the NSC. Yes. When you talk about sports, they will tell you, okay, GFF maneka. No. Sports is not football. Yeah. It englobes a lot of disciplines, So, they kept shouting, insulting my mom. That is the most painful part of it. My mom is later, 2 years ago.
She has nothing to do with this.
A very calm lady. She doesn't even beat her children because of, the love he has for her children. A very calm lady. People in Jambanjeli knows her very, very well. Wherever you go, Mayor Jatu, even those that are older than her will call her Mayor.
Seems like you went through a lot of trauma in that day, eh?
Yeah, in fact, it was when I go through the video and I had some of the insults. It taught me a lot. Because even after leaving the protest, I went back to the meeting I was, attending. And then calls were coming in everywhere, all over the world from my relatives. People call and cry. It's unfortunate, but I think it is it should be the responsibility of the organizers.
We saw some of them around. We saw some of them around there trying to stop others. So what were they trying to do, in fact, at that moment? Because we could feel that the security we are trying to make sure that at least you are safe at all costs. Yes. And some of the leaders, the protest leaders, were also around there. What were their reactions?
They were also trying to protect me. Yes, that was what they were doing. And two among them were the PRO, Omar. and one Sonko,
Yes.
because I have people calling him Sonko. Sonko is the tall
I think it's
guy.
the Sonko Gambia, I don't know. The tall guy, yes.
Very,
yes.
very
Yes.
good. That's the first time I am, I
You
physically
yes.
meet that
yes,
guy.
Yes.
Yes, they were trying to protect me, and then when I got into the car, the PRO apologized and even promised that he's coming to my office, maybe with his people, to apologize. So you will see through it that people need to be very careful when we are organizing such gatherings, because you need to sensitize the people. You need to tell the people why you are out. That needs to be very clear to them so that they know how they are going to comport themselves. And the guy that you said, everybody sees him, maybe he's under the influence
At
of
some point I thought he even knows you.
Maybe he may know me because of my job, and then, but I don't know him. I don't know him. And,
you don't support corruption either.
Why would I? Why would I? Why would I? It's definitely unacceptable. I went to the extent of taking a lawsuit against them, and then I'm still working on it, and we see what is going to happen, because my purpose is to go and receive the petition, and not to be insulted or be harassed because you feel I am, the
Gambia Football Federation.
Football Federation. When I am not.
You are just a regulator.
I'm just a regulator, and it's unfortunate, and it is also important, Haji, for us to also note one thing. When you look at the petition, because my office, our stand is that when we are supposed to receive communications, it should be delivered to our office. There is a protocol through the records, and the records files it. The individual who brings the letter signs that he brought the letter, and then it will come to my table for me to look at it and then do the needful.
Were you informed that you are going to receive a petition on behalf of the Gambia Football Federation before the protest itself?
No, actually on behalf of the Football Federation, because I should not receive it on behalf of the Federation.
Yes.
If they want to write to them, let them write to them directly.
Yes.
But they have written to us.
Yes. That's the chairman of the National Sports Council.
Very good.
And as the head of the Sports Council, therefore you become the qualified person to receive
it.
Yes.
And then we do the needful.
Yes.
Yes. Letters that are supposed to go to the GFF should not be sent to us for us to receive it on their behalf and send it to them. It can only happen in ways where I go to a gathering and then they are given a certificate or a letter, which is not in this form. I receive it on their behalf and then send it to them, but not in this manner, So for us, that's the right protocol. It will be very embarrassing, or it is already an embarrassing situation where, a government institution goes to the streets to receive a letter. And when you look at the police petition, the third bullet point, which is C, indicates that not more than 5 people should go and deliver this the petition to the concerned institution. Not more than 5. So when it says to go and deliver, even whereas it should be on the streets there, should it be more than 5 people?
No, it shouldn't be more than 5.
Very good. That is not observed. It's unfortunate.
Will this discourage public officers, especially people that works in most of these top institutions that deal with the youth, to meet gatherings like this in the future with what we have seen recently?
I may not talk for other people, but for Mr. Jawla, this is the end. I wouldn't mind resigning. I wouldn't mind resigning. I will never do it. Yes. Because I'm a citizen of this country. It's not about boasting.
Yes.
But when you hear Jawla, how many villages in the Upper River region do you have? Some of them you will only find somebody with a different surname because she has come to maybe, marry to a Jawla Kunda guy. The whole village, everybody is Jawla. So from my roots down, I'm a typical Gambian. a citizen of the Gambia. No mixture, nothing. I'm not, trying to downgrade anybody. Just want to emphasize, my citizenship. I will not take it for anybody again. To be, how would I call it? To, be labeled in such a derogatory manner, it's unacceptable. And it can discourage others from even, interacting with young people. Not all of them are like this. I have worked with them as a sports coordinator from 2008 to 2015 and up to date. We have very, very respectful ones among them. Most of them excel through youth work, through their interactions with us.
Yeah.
They are doing very well and they will continue to do very well. And even before 2008, from 1994 to 2008, I was a teacher. I taught in the primary schools, secondary school, and high school. My last school was Methodist Academy as a PE teacher and a French teacher. I molded a lot of people. Our famous 100-meter runner, Adama Jammeh, wherever he goes, he tells people, his first son is named after me. If I were a bird person, would that happen? I have so many other students, somewhere.
You rose from the grassroots to where you are today. To where you are today. Yes. I can feel it is very painful going through your explanation of what happened to you, especially at the extent of going to insulting your parents, who were not there, to do anything, and they're innocent in anything that is happening. Innocent. But we also saw some civil society actors and local politicians accused of mismanagement, also actively joining the corruption protests. How does the National Sports Council view the credibility of such actors in the fight against, corruption within the sports sector?
Yeah, just like I said in the beginning.
Yes. Because there are others who are politicians, but there are others who are not politicians as well, but they are talking on behalf of sports, and they are talking about the corruption in sports. Does the National Sports Council see any value in that? Somebody to talk about your house where the person has never been into that house, you as a regulator?
No, that's why I want to urge every Gambian to understand our government institutions and know their roles. Then you'll be able to react when issues, happen. But if you don't know, you just, give your opinion in the open without basing it on facts. I know very well some of them, have issues with the football federation. That's not our problem. That is personal, So you cannot settle that score through, the NSC. No. If it is personal, let them deal it.
The NSC intervene when it's necessary.
We intervene when it is necessary. Yes. And we know what we are doing. And we know what to do. Nobody's influence is going to force us to do what is not correct. Yes.
We are getting into the final part of this gala protest because we have some other issues to talk about.
Okay.
But there was a time frame given, short time frame. They want you to take action within 2 months. If you look at the petition, there's 2 months. That is, you need to take action in 2 months. And how are you going to react to this petition within the time frame that is given? How serious is this petition to the National Sports Council?
Okay, that is going to be the National Sports Council's decision.
Yes.
I will not. I cannot say how serious we are taking this petition. We will have our council meeting and we'll look at it and then do what is required. Yes, giving a time frame, an ultimatum. I don't think that is correct. I don't think that is correct. For us, we know the GFF has their stakeholders, you know, and those are the people that we work with. Yeah. You know, out of respect, we went to receive this petition, you know, but it doesn't mean the NSC is obliged to do by force what they want. No. We look at the document, you know, if it is definitely worth it to do the necessary thing, we will. Yeah, but we are going to follow the law, you know, the act, and also, you know, whatever, you know, regulation that we are going to follow, to respect. Yeah. But
what is your final message on this issue, on this gala protest and everything? If you have a message that you send, because you lead an organization that deals with sports, and majority of the Gambian youths are involved in sports. Like you mentioned in the statement, people need to know exactly where to, you know, where their limits are, what they can stand for, and how they can do it. So, as a top at that institution, what will be your advice or your message relating to this protest petition sent to the National Sports Council?
Yeah, just to inform everybody that they should calm down and then follow the right protocols. If you know you want to talk about associations or federations, and so that you know you are part of the stakeholders. Elections are done, AGMs are done. When you are a stakeholder, you have all rights to scrutinize and do whatever you want to, you know whatever you want to know. If you are an outsider, you still have this chance of collaborating with the stakeholders and know what you need to know. Then you can take them to task. And also it is important that whatever allegation we want to give, you know, we ensure that they are based on facts, not just hearsay. You know, you may not get what you want. Yeah, so let it be based on facts.
Now we're going to another issue, which include the Gambian national basketball team recently had an accident during their way to the Zone 2 championship in Guinea-Conakry. And again, all blames have come to the Ministry of Youth and Sports and the National Sports Council, why they allow a young team with young players to take this route to Guinea-Conakry. Can you shed light, how did this come about? Was the Sports Council aware that this team was going to Guinea-Conakry? And what was the plan and arrangement from the ministry and through the National Sports Council?
Thank you very much. Let me just begin, in that aspect,
yes.
Telling our young players, those that are involved in the accident, a speedy recovery. Yeah. Actually, like you said, a young team, leaving the shores of the Gambia. Yes, it is a young team, the national under 16 boys and girls. That's a male and female team. They are accompanied by their executive members, very mature people who know the Secretary General Aliou.
Mr. Jain is a very committed
guy.
Yes. We wish him speedy recovery as well.
Very well, yeah. And others. This is a tournament that was supposed to be held in Dhaka. Okay, and they wrote and requested for funding.
Yes.
We looked at their letter and then approved what they requested, $1 million.
Because so that was approved to make it successful for them?
Yes, to make it successful for them. So we gave them $1 million. And 2 days before the tournament, because it was supposed to be on the 14th,
yes,
the Senegalese Federation decided to, back out from hosting. So the Zone 2 had to communicate with the other countries.
The members of the Zone 2.
Exactly, and then Guinea-Conakry decided to host it in that short period. So they gave them another 2 days.
That was a very short preparation.
A very short preparation, So they had to, now go and then negotiate to travel to Guinea by bus. You know, and that is how they went and had an accident along the way. But people need to understand that the National Sports Council does not have, you know, the responsibility to tell associations how they should travel, the mode of, you know, travel. We can only advise that, you know, means of transportation should be very, very good. And
safety was going to be your concern.
Their safety, yes, is our concern. Yes. And we prepare a clearance for them so that when they get to the borders, they will not be disturbed. You know, all those things have been done clearly, you know, but unfortunately, they had this accident. And it does not mean the vehicle is not good. No.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, the vehicle is good. And I saw on the social media, some are saying it should have been, you know, a new bus. Or so. No. The bus is good. And the capacity of the bus is more than the number of athletes in the vehicle. Meaning, you know, there were empty spaces, so they freely, you know, sit, and the air condition is very, very good. You know, it's something that has happened. It is, you know, destined by God. But it is not because the ministry's negligence. No. It is not our mandate. Once you want to go to Banjul, you ask for $50. If I give you $50, then...
So how you go to Banjul depends on how you plan yourself.
Exactly. Because we need to understand that these are also independent bodies. They have their executive. They decide what they do. What they need from us is the funding. And they use this funding not for their other activities, but for national teams. And national teams belongs to us. You understand? So we'll now give you what you need for the national team. The rest is their responsibility. Their training, you know, how you bring up the team, if they are young or even if they are older people. You know, that is the responsibility of the association, not us. You know, and I think we have done our bit, but people still don't understand.
We have seen also a response immediately after the accident
from the minister,
from the Ministry
yes.
of Youth Sport.
Yeah.
A flight was sent to, you know, to receive the boys and bring them back home.
Yeah.
Have you been monitoring how are things going?
Immediately when it happened, yes. Because it coincided that I just came from work. You know, while I was having my lunch, it was very late then. A call came in immediately. You know, I called the minister. From that spot, we did not sleep until 2 a.m. that night. 2 a.m. I can even show you the text between me and the honorable minister, and you know, the minister's communication with his counterpart minister in Guinea-Conakry, including the doctor that was taking care of them in Kindia, at the Kindia hospital. I have all their numbers here, including the Zone 2 president, basketball, you know, president, Matthew Fall. You know, our conversations are here. You can see it up to 2 a.m. just to know the condition of the boys. That was when the minister told me that the head of state, Adam Barrow, have instructed him to, you know, arrange for a flight so that a chartered flight will go and bring these boys, the team back home. That was how, you know, we very late, you know, I went to the airport and then, you know, met with the honorable minister, the DPS, and you know, the directors of this ministries, directors from the satellite institutions, I mean. So you can see how serious we have, you know, taken this thing. We were all there, the deputy permanent secretary, all of us, plus the president of the or the executive of the basketball federation. Yes. You know, we were at the airport until daybreak. I left the airport 6:50 a.m. You know, the plane brought the first batch, those that the doctor, you know, recommend to come first because of the gravity of their injuries. You know, and they came with the Minister of Sports. They were accompanied by the Minister of Sports of Guinea. When the flight was going back for the second team, the minister went with them. We went with the flight. Our Honorable Minister Bakari Baye went, and then
They all came back.
They all
People
came
see
back.
it from the social media post.
Very, very good. That is what happened. But people still don't understand. If they cannot give credit to the government, they should not say otherwise.
So have you met with the parents already from the ministry's end to know the level of treatment that the players are receiving? And what is the response coming from the parents?
As a ministry, we have not done that yet, but the association did.
Okay.
And when I was speaking to the Secretary General and the president of the association, they have definitely shown how satisfied the parents were, and they have also shown me that the parents have faith in God. The Gambian. Yes, things when they happen, sometimes we are desperate, but we know that nothing can happen without God's decision. They know that this is something that is bound to happen, but they thank God that there was no, fatality. So Alhamdulillah. And as I speak, the boys, some of them have recovered very, very well. And when they came from Guinea, we took them to a hotel to spend the night, because we don't want them to go back to their families. And then, people start coming, it increases the trauma.
You want to protect them before
we want to protect them. This is why we never wanted even the journalists to come and take pictures, because they are minors. We don't want them to be exposed. All that, if we don't have a good ministry, a good council, you think we will care?
It is going to be very difficult.
It will be difficult, But all is what? The government has, concern for his people. Otherwise, no flight would go for them. We just try to see what we do to bring them back. Yeah. So you can see the commitment.
That was a quick response.
A quick response. You can see the commitment of government. The commitment of the leadership towards the welfare of the people. And Haji, we have to be frank to ourselves. If you're not a supporter of Barrow's government, no problem. People have their rights to affiliate to any political party. Nobody should be forced to support any political party. But since the day he employed Bakari Baji, to date, we have seen the progress that sports registered. 2 consecutive qualifications to the AFCON. Just the basketball that we are talking about. For the first time, basketball wins a trophy, a gold medal, outside the Gambia, and in the zone 2. The first time they went, that's the very time they won the gold medal, beating our neighbors.
And as we speak, there are 2 teams outside the Gambia.
There are two teams outside the Gambia. Let's just see what they are going to bring. They are with Badara Jeng in Algeria. They went to Senegal and then brought a bronze medal. They were going to Guinea. We were very optimistic that they were going to win and go to Rwanda for the 2026 FIFA World Games. Yes. Because Sierra Leone had over 8 people, athletes. So the chance of them winning would be a problem, because they are going to bring another team that will be, substandard. The Guinean team is the team that they defeated in Senegal in the Dakar Enjeu. So it won't be a problem. It's going to be a rematch that we are going to win. The frustration of the athletes, in fact, is the fact that they did not play, because they have seen, a chance already in the World Cup, and they miss it because of, the unfortunate scene that happened. When that happened, we promised them $400,000, and we have paid them that.
That is after the accident?
After the accident, but the $400,000 was meant for their victory in Senegal. Yeah. We have already paid that to their account. And we will continue to promote basketball. It has been one of the most progressive sports in the Gambia. In the olden days, you know, when you have to talk about sports, it's athletics, basketball.
The old Maricela Memorial.
Exactly.
Yes,
yeah.
KG5.
Very good.
Yeah.
So we want to bring that, you know, glory back. And we have seen it. It is going to happen. You know.
Yeah. You just mentioned something that is very catching. You talk about the Africa Cup of Nations, the back-to-back that the Gambia, you know, looked for after 17 years.
Yes.
It came to reality. And what is the ministry? When I talk about the Sports Council, is together with the ministry.
Yeah.
You know, what are your plans of infrastructural improvement in the country? Recently, there's been a talk around the country that the ministry is planning to build stadiums across the country to make sure that our players come and play back home. How serious is that statement really, you know, circulating on social media?
Yeah, already we have started 2 years back renovating all the mini stadia and even constructing new ones. Today you go to Kiang, Julafar, you know how many kilometers from the highway Sankandi to Julafar? So many kilometers. There is a new mini stadium. So the people in that community will have access to the same facility we have in the KM and West Coast Region and Banjo. We will be, you know, renovating the Basse Stadium, Basse Mini Stadium. Already you go to Mboyo Field, that is Serekunda Central. Go and see the work that is happening there. I want people to go and see, not just to say, you know, nyune taba. No, go and see what is happening. When that stadium is ready, we can host international matches there.
So sister, people are not talking about that.
No, they will not talk about that because maybe they have a hidden agenda. Yes. I will not, you know, go into mainstream politics, but the politics in the ministry, our own ministry, I can talk about that. Yes. We are doing a lot of things. You go to Kafuta, we upgraded the field. Janjambure, the same thing. We will start that of Fulabantan, you know.
So you want to have mini stadiums
in all the regions. And in Farafenye, the stadium there will be upgraded. Very soon you will see it. And the bigger one is the National Stadium. Already we have been given land allocation.
Yes. That is circulating on social media now.
It is already there. The government have given us, you know, the land already in Lamin.
So the preparation is underway to get work started.
Preparation will start very soon. No, in fact, work will start, you know, sometime, you know, not now. I know, in 2020, not in 2025. I know.
Yes.
Yeah, but very soon. I am part of those who went to Estad Ablaiwad.
That is
the newly built stadium. You know, for a study tour, so that we see what is there. And now, you know, take our own Gambian model and build a stadium for our people. We just want to see what they do. We met with their technical committee, you know, team, you know, headed the institution responsible for government infrastructures, headed by Damboj. We went to his office. He received us very well, you know, linked us with his technical team. We went around and saw everything, all what we need, and we prepared our, you know, document. It will be approved by cabinet, and then we will build
kick off with another stadium.
Exactly, and not only that stadium, we will have a wrestling arena in the same premises for wrestling.
That should be a huge premises there, land given to.
It's more than 700, you know, meters by 700. Wow. You know, so we will have that arena. We will have a swimming pool there, a standard one for Olympic sports.
An indoor facility.
We will have an indoor facility for basket, volley, handball. You know, we can also use it for the combat sports and martial arts. All those things are coming. This is what the ministry is looking up to. And it is the reason why focus is on infrastructural development. When we validated the National Sports Policy 2024-2034, the emphasis is now on infrastructure. That is the reason why, if you listen to the minister's speech, you know, he said we are going to minimize international travels of national teams so that we save from that money and then, pump it into infrastructural development. That's where you can have a very good foundation. The grassroots is the foundation. When they have the right infrastructure, the sky is the limit for us to have, elite sports, sportsmen and women.
And that's even hosting international champions.
And even hosting. This is why now we want to have all the infrastructures across the country, done. And we'll do the tracks very soon for the stadium.
For the independent stadium.
Yes. Yes. Next year.
To bring back athletics to
athletics to this. Very good. Nobody will go to Senegal anymore to go and train, except if you have a competition to do there. Yeah.
It seems that the Ministry of Youth and Sports is ready to take another level. And I think, don't you think the frustration of most of these sport followers is because they have not been seeing their athletes, back home doing their respective sport? Like, for instance, football. In most of the criticisms that are coming out is that we are tired of seeing our players playing outside the Gambia. Don't you think that also, played a part in some of these frustrations that are coming out?
Yeah, but we qualified on 2 occasions without, qualifying on the ground here. At all the frustration, we want to see our boys. At the end, what do you want? Qualification, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, you qualified without playing at home. Yes, we don't like it, but those are circumstances beyond our control. You go to Sierra Leone and see their stadium. How long does it take for them to renovate? These stadiums are not stadiums that are built in this 20th century. In the 80s,
yes.
early 80s.
Yes.
To change them, align them with new trends now.
It's going to be difficult.
Very difficult. It's going to be very difficult. Yeah, but we are doing all what we can. It is definitely, unprecedented. The contribution of government through the Ministry of Youth and Sports. You can attest to that. How many national teams travel? Who sponsored? It's the ministry through the NSC. And not only that, we support other sports, organizations. Anything that is linked to sports, we support. Despite the fact that, we have a crawling economy. Yeah. No natural resources.
But the resources that are available are always pumped to the sports.
They are always pumped. Because it is paying dividend. And we will continue to do so. Nobody will stop us from doing that. We can't be enemy of progress. We have to support each other. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a very good way of getting an interesting interview. But the final part of this interview will be, what is the NSC up to? Because every time there is a programs going in the NSC, either capacity building for its members, either having a plan for association going into the new year. We have already passed the early 6 months of this 2025, and I'm sure there are plans and that the NSC is working on, just as the other past years. Finally, what can you tell the Gambians about what is coming up from the National Sports Council related to capacity building of its own member and also development of national? You have mentioned about the infrastructural that many people are talking about, but from your inner side, what are the plans for the NSC?
Okay, we have so many plans, and one important thing, capacity building for our own staff. Already we have done one on project proposal writing, because we also want to see to it that the NSC links with the UN agencies so that we are able to tap funds to promote sports, and this will now be spread out to our stakeholders, and there are also there are also plans for forums, so that we will sit as a sports fraternity. We look at our problems and see how do we solve them. Involve everybody in a dialogue and not confrontation. So that every institution or every organization will be part of the planning process. Like our own national NSC strategic plan. We have done the draft. You know, we will review it internally until when we, cut the T's and dot the I's. Then we call our stakeholders, because our strategic plan affects our stakeholders, so that they see what is in it, give their contribution. That will be done before the end of the year. Yeah. That is what we are going to implement as a council. Then every association or federation will have a stake in that. And we'll also try to promote that every association or federation have their own strategic plan and align it with that of the NSA, so that there will not be any duplication of effort here and there. We are working on that as well. And so many other things. New things will come on board. Like I said at the beginning, we have documents that we will share with you, our stakeholders. That is the funding policy, and also support to communities, that need sports infrastructure, so that we help them. We want to improve as much as we can. Okay, some of those things, some things would have to be left in the.
We want to squeeze it, but we want to get some of the things out there.
Exactly. Yes. So we're working on all those things, and our objective always is to ensure a very smooth working relationship with our stakeholders. That's where we can get progress.
When stakeholders put head together,
very good.
There will always be a progress coming at the end.
When there was a fight between the ministry or NSC and our association,
very bad.
Nothing works. Nothing works. It has to be smooth, but that should not stop us from being the regulator. Yes, we will not look into anybody's eyes, because we are so close. We work together to see the sport progress. If you don't do what is required of you.
Yeah, the law will meet you there. The rules will.
Yes, of course.
It's been a very interesting chat with the acting executive director of the Gambia National Sports Council, Mr. Mamoud Lamin Jawla. Thank you so very much for this short notice.
Thank you.
But he's here today. Today has been a Sunday, a very busy day. Absolutely. But he's here to us today because of sports. That is what he loves doing, and that is where he is to serve the Gambian populace. Mr. Jawla, thank you so very much for joining us, and it's always a pleasure talking to you. Join us again, another new edition with another new topics of discussion relating to sports development in this country. Until we come your way, I've been your host, Ajit Rame. Like I said, I am back, fully back. Follow us on YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X. You will be the wiser. Thank you for watching.